Okay, so in this video, I'll continue where we left off in the last video. And if you didn't see the last video, it's basically a behind the scenes look of how our AI driven personalization system actually looks like behind the scenes. And we do this for cold email lead generation to book meetings, get signups to SaaS clients, and so on. And this workflow is pretty cool. And the main point of what we want to do here is we want to be able to write one single email to one single prospect, but do it hundreds and even thousands of times per day. And this workflow is incredibly cool, actually, for a few reasons. So let me just get started. There we go. Okay, so here's the actual workflow. It's almost, damn, it's even laggy inside of Clay. And if you guys aren't familiar with Clay, Clay is basically Google Sheets on steroids. I like to say you can build anything outbound related, or actually not only outbound. However, I mainly use it for outbound to personalize emails, qualify, enrich, etc., etc. But you can also use it to, enrich your CRM, do RevOps things, and a lot more. But in this video, I'll just show you what we're doing in terms of outbound for this client. So first of all, let's actually just open up the graph view. And this might look pretty confusing, and it looks pretty advanced. But essentially, what we've done here is we've done a lot of like fallbacks. So, for example, if we scrape their website to find out this specific trigger as to why we're reaching out to this specific company right now, and we do not find that, we simply just continue on with another fallback. So, for example, this client right here, we offered an AI software engineer, sort of. Um, and a relevant thing would be to mention the company's GitHubs, if we could see like what they recently shipped, and sort of have an angle based on that. But if we didn't find their GitHub, we could instead write an email saying, let's see where it is. Um, hmm. Let's see. There's so much stuff going on in here. Um, we could find their G2. There we go. We can find their G2. Let's see. So if I just go back to this, um, we simply have all this key information, all the boring stuff like first name, last name, company, title, and all of that stuff. But the cool part actually starts right here. So we always want to start off by normalizing the company names. And then since this offer was an AI software engineer sort of, we wanted to find out. Am I hiding any? No, I have it all. Okay, so we want to find out if the company we are reaching out to is on G2 or not, because we're reaching out to SaaS companies in this campaign. And so a relevant thing would be to see if we could find where their G2 SaaS is located at, basically. So we set up a scraper with ClayGent to just find their G2 page and simply just output if they are on G2 or not. And for example, we see like a few companies are actually not on G2, like these ones, but some are on G2, and this is like super key information, because what we can do with this information is once we have this G2 links in place, we set up an API scraper to scrape all these G2 pages, and then we get super nice information, such as their we get their G2 link again. Okay, not super valuable, but we get the reviews, their Twitter, their product, what that is, the category it is in. Let's see if we get any other cool stuff. Uh, Reviews, links, product logo, pricing plans, even, which is pretty cool. Location. You get so many data points that you can just use to tailor your emails. So the main part, or the most valuable data point we got from this, is basically the product description. So we can see here all these different SaaS tools, what they're doing basically, and based on this information, we can tailor our email. So for opening lines, we could say, for example, "Hey John, caught a glimpse of your statistics platform on G2. Seems helpful for data analysts." And if we quickly just open up this, uh, I hope you still can see my screen. Um, yeah, we basically just get linked to their G2 page, and we can see like, uh, actually let me see if you can see what I am. Okay, you can see it, perfect. So now do we get this stuff? Uh, we can also see where we got this from. So it says any use cloud-based statistics platform. Okay, I can't. Not too sure where we got it from, but anyways, we basically get key information from G2, and this is all taken directly from this link. And yeah, so same thing with the cool part is like if I filter for the ones who actually have product description, we would craft tailored opening lines to all companies. This is too much stuff for Clay to to load up. Jeez, it is slow. Whatever. Wow. And yes, so we have all these opening lines right here. And it's tailored, of course, for each company. So we go to this other company right here who is doing video creation. We could say, hey John, I caught a glimpse for video creation platform on G2. Seems helpful for engaging brand storytelling. And this is all tailored to the product description and also what they are doing, I think. Let's see. It was a while ago I built this actually. Yeah, here's the prompt. Okay, so it was only the product description actually. And we also get nice information such as their competitors. So we could say, for example, imagine we were writing to Apollo, for example. Apollo is the lead database platform if you're not familiar with it. We could say, hey John, I saw your competitors like, who are Apollo's competitors? I think it is, actually, let's just do this. Apollo. We could say, Zoom info, Lusha, for example, Sales Navigator, that's pretty. Seamless, for example. The main point is just so we get their competitors. So for example, I'm curious if we have like a company that you could recognize. Salesforce. And of course, then, for example, just by seeing it this row, we find that this company's competitor was actually Salesforce customer success. And that's pretty weird to say if you were to reach out to this company. You wouldn't say like, hey John, I saw a competitor, Salesforce customer success. You would say Salesforce. So that's simply just something what we did. We simply normalize the competitor names right here. Same thing with the competitor one as well if we want to mention their competitors. And here we can also get, since we scraped their G2 page, we can get their top dislikes. And this is super nice stuff to get. Because like the old way of doing cold outreach is you simply just reach out in a boring, unvaluable tone. And this is exactly how you fail at cold outbound and cold email specifically. Because you're not reaching out with a valuable solution to their potential problem. But here we can directly find out what their problem is. And this is so cool. Because we can see their top dislikes taken from the G2 scraper that we had set up before. And we can see the top dislikes right here. So for example, for this company, common dislikes they had is some upload option isn't available, best if also available in C language, lack of alignment within teams, and this is so good information for us that we can see. And imagine just like how much time this would have taken to do manually. Like our list is 33,000. And then we also use AI to just determine that, okay, is this dislike actually a real dislike or not? Because sometimes when G2 wants you to fill out like some dislikes of their tool, there's not always something to complain about. Like some users would just say, I actually don't have nothing to complain about. So we simply just want to make sure that this is actually a valid dislike or not. We also get like bad outputs right here that we just want to get out of the way. So for example, we just want to make sure that they're actually valid dislike to make sure that our messaging will actually resonate to according to the top dislikes that they're getting. And then based on that, we simply just presented our solution. So we use AI in this case. So basically, we used AI. Actually, I'm not sure how much I can share of this, but basically how it is we prompted AI to gave it like, hey, this tool is doing this. This is or these are the top dislikes they're currently getting. Based on what you know right here with my input, determine how we, with our AI software engineer, can help this company in the most valuable way according to their top dislikes. So we get an output right here that says like, okay, the SaaS is getting these dislikes. This is how you could help them. And this is super cool because we're basically right now tailoring our entire offer according to their top dislikes that they're getting. And then we can also use the G2 information to write opening lines. So we could say, for example, I saw some number 5 users on G2 saying they love your platform but would like better data handling. Another example, if we go back to this video creation platform, I saw some brand live users on G2 saying they love your platform but would like a more intuitive user experience. Yeah, so it's all pretty tailored for each company. Pretty cool. Then we also have poke the bear questions, tailored like questions for each prospect basically. Nothing too special really. Value proposition, tailored according to the top slides that we're getting, so it also frames our offer. Okay, so like we can do this and fix your top dislikes by doing XYZ, for example. Some more AI columns right here. Blah blah blah. That isn't too interesting. They were present to each campaign basically. Yeah, 3 idea campaign. This is basically a campaign we run for this client where we used AI to come up with 3 specific ideas on how we can help them according to what the company is selling and what they're doing basically, which is also pretty cool. And then if you can find like their G2 page, we set up a workflow that finds their GitHub, which is also pretty cool. So let's see it in live action. I hope this can load up a bit faster now at least. Let's see. Wow, Clay is so slow. Although I do have 100 out of 100 columns and 33k rows. But wow, should it be this slow? Let's see if we can just refresh this. There we go. Okay, cool. Pretty long workflow. But so here we set up a fallback essentially, which is exactly what I mentioned before. So if we couldn't find the G2 page, we looked for the GitHub page to find what they recently shipped. And let's see if we can find something. Okay, so we started Scraper first of all to find their GitHub, and here, for example, we couldn't find any. And we used the GitHub enrichment in Clay to find the user details, and it only runs if we have like a valid username. So for example, here it says no GitHub username found, so then we don't run the rows to waste credits basically. And then once we scrape GitHub, we simply see the recent repo name, the repo HTML URL, and also when they last updated. So we can see like, okay, you shipped this 3 months ago. Then we can also use the qualify as well to see like, okay, did they actually post or ship it post 2025, after 2025, like the 1st January, for example, and use that information to tailor our offer and our messaging. Same thing here, we just normalize the repo as before, and then we also run or set up another scraper that simply finds the repo and summarizes it, so we can see what they shipped basically. And based on this key information, you can actually open it up, so we can basically see what they shipped. Let's see if I can has results. Okay. And then we used AI to craft our email. So we prompt and trained AI to basically say, hey Don, I caught your team shipped a canasta base on GitHub. Looks good for deploying MediaWiki on production environments. this is so personalized and super relevant because they shipped this like or before or post 2025, just a few months ago. So super relevant, super up to date, and it's also taken directly from what they actually shipped. So basically name dropping the name of what they shipped, canasta base right there, and also looks good for what they're doing basically. I can't remember exactly what this was. Let's see. I think that this was simply just a fallback. And yeah, then we basically use this to push to another campaign, and that's pretty much it. And this is a total of what it looks like in the graph view. So to summarize it, we found their G2, got to the top dislikes, qualified them, and also like had a look if they had good and valid dislikes. And based on that, we presented our solution, our opening line depending on their dislikes. Also mentioned the competitors, normalized them, framed our offer depending on their top dislikes they were getting, and also their tool. Crafted 3 ideas showing how we could help them. And then if we can't find any of that, the stuff above right here, we started to we set up a workflow finding their GitHub that scrapes their GitHub, found their most recent repo, determined if it was post 2025, got their repo link, normalized the repo, find the summarized version of it, and framed their offer depending on that. Pretty cool workflow. If you need any help with Clay, just drop me a message and I'll gladly help you out. I hope you found something new in this video, something valuable. Feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.